We are going to fix a GE wash machine that is shaking all over the place extremely. Even though the clothes are balanced, it's 50% of the time it's shaking very bad. And we can adjust it 100 times over and it's still going to shake. So the first things we need to do is we need to take this front cover off right here. And there's two clips that hold it on. And the clips, where are the clips? Where are the clips? They are in line with this line. So one clip will be here, one clip will be there. And it's as simple as sticking the screwdriver right in line there. You will feel the clip here. Right there you won't. Here you will. You push in on it, it's sprung loaded, spring loaded. You push it in, you lift up a little bit, you popped it loose, come over and do the same thing on the other side, it's already loose. Now I already had this open a little while ago, so it's going to be kind of loose. And then this thing comes right off, just like that. Now what we want to do, that we got the front cover off, is we need to, before we remove the lid, or the cover, is remove the lid switch. And in most cases you take the flathead screwdriver, you push right on the end of it on the inside, you push it in, it's sprung loaded, and at the same time you push up, the thing comes up, and you feed it down through the hole, you shut the lid, and then lift this up, it slides a little bit to the left, and then comes right out of there. It slides a little bit to the left because these three fingers here are grabbing it right through these three holes. And then we set this aside. And right off the bat I notice when it's shaking so bad, there's all this powder on the floor in here. It's like concrete dust. This bracket is laying here like this. And if you get real low and look in here, there's this big old rock, which is the counterweight. That is the noise we hear when it's spinning out of balance, is this rock. That's exactly what it sounds like. Okay, next we need to remove the suspension rods. Now there's two in the back, and there is two in the front, one in each corner. And you just simply compress it or push it down as you're picking up on this tub. I lift it up with my knee, and then it won't come out of there, but now it does. You see how that comes out of there? I'm going to go over to this next one. Same thing. Pick that rock fall out of there. Okay, take a look down there. But oh my gosh, look at the rock. It's just a big old rock. That's your counterweight for the spin, which fell apart, fell out. Chewed up some wires that go to the transmission right up here. So I'm going to take all this off. First thing we need to do is take this pulley off. Hold the pulley still, and then just force it or smack it around so it's loose. And then just remove this. And we're going to take the pulley off. Okay, now normally this pulley is going to be kind of stuck. It won't just come right off of there. So put the screw back on until it's just flush with this part here, because you're going to hit it with the hammer. You're going to kind of pick up on this a little bit and tap down. So I'm picking up, tapping down. Now it's loose. The reason we put the nut on there is so when you beat it with the hammer, we don't strip the threads. Okay? And then the pulley should come off. Okay, couldn't get it off. Fourth bolt is for some reason upside down. I hope it will come off this time. Shake the dust, because there's a lot of that stone dust all over everything. And this is what they call it, the transmission. And underneath here, believe it or not, there's two wires coming out of it, which got chewed up. So I have to splice those. I'll have to add some wire because it's actually about 4 inches short now. Okay. Got the counterweight in. There's the difference. This is what happens when you ignore it too long. It gets loose, shaking on the inside, and all the sharp metal and everything just saws it apart, and then you get a big snow pile of dust down. So this is the new piece, and the new piece, we just flip this over like that. We put the new style bracket on. The old bracket was just a single bar like that. And these are going to go through like this, and then they're going to have these little washers with these lock nuts on the bottom side. Okay, got the new counterbalance, and you would think first, because of this curve, that it fits right in here, but it does not fit in there because the holes don't line up. It actually goes in this way with this lip overlapping this, so the counterweight actually sticks over the metal frame a little bit, about that much. Then these holes line up pretty darn nice, and then you'll thread these new bolts through, and then on the bottom side we'll use these bolts to lock it on this time so that it won't back out like the last ones did. Okay, on this side, when you mount these 7/16 inch lock nuts, these washers, if you buy a kit, they come with a little green dot. Okay? The green dot, you want to see the green dot if it's flipped over, because these little washers are concaved a little bit. They're like kind of cone shaped, so they could go over the old screw hole. Okay? So you want the green dot out. Okay, this is a clutch, and that rock that fell apart tumbled and chewed this wire. Okay, that's ready to go, and that'll plug into where the motor is. Everything's mounted, tub's upside down. This goes on. It won't go on real well if you put it on the wrong direction, because there's a cutout in the plastic here where the motor drops down. Okay, there's no cutout over there, so if you put it on wrong, it just won't, the bolts won't line up. Then we take the 1/2 inch bolts. Alright, now what we want to do is put these 4 3/8 inch bolts in through it, but when I look at these, the holes aren't lined up, and there's a little pin right there that should not be there. It should be in that spot. So I'm going to grab it from the bottom and move it over. So now it's in that spot, and I can see the scratch marks where the 4 bolts should go. Now 3 of these bolts go in from the top. One's going to go like right there, one there, and then they put one from underneath, and you could tell the one from underneath because the metal comes up a little bit, so that's something to screw into, and that will be screwed in through the bottom. Okay? We're going to put the pulley on. You can't put it on wrong. Well, I guess you can try, but this has a little bevel to it. Okay? So just look in this hole here, and you can see which side is beveled, and then match it up. So if you put it on wrong, it sits up high and wobbly. You fit it the other way, it drops on there. Oh, nice. We put the belt on. Make sure the lines, the little ridges, tread, is on the inside. Okay? Because there's lines here. Okay, getting the belt on sometimes is a little hard, but you put it on here first, you lay it on here, and then the other half is coming across here, and then you just, it's like putting a chain on an old bike. Remember? Putting the chain on, then work it around, and the trick is to keep this belt down low until it snaps back down here and grabs all the way around it. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to flip this thing over and work it back into the wash machine. Tip it down this way. Gotta get around these little counterweights there. Not counterweights. It's there. There's wires grabbing everywhere. Get this up underneath here. We're going to take it in this way. Of course, it's not mounted yet. We have to now hook up, including in the back, these counterweights, or these hangers here, have to grab onto these. So it suspends in the air, okay? Back's on. Now, pick these up a little bit on the high side. Very simply, put that right in there. Make sure this is down below there. That's the little lock. And then we come up here. Do the exact same thing. Pop this puppy over here. now floating. Next thing we're going to do before we forget is we're going to hook up these 4 rubber grommets. I don't know what they do. They're just like little shock absorbers. They prevent it from going too far one way or the other when it starts to get out of balance. Okay? But hopefully this puppy won't be too out of balance anymore. Okay, we're just going to use the nut driver here to drive these 4 little bolts in right here. This one right there. Each one is a bolt with a little washer all in one. And since you have this open, you might as well take the opportunity to clean this stuff off of here. So just spray down a little bit of Windex or 409 or something. Okay. Don't forget to hook up the little hose here. Just pushes on. There's a little strap or tie wrap that holds that in place. And then, right here, we have to hook up the motor again. There's 3 things we're going to hook up. You can't get them wrong. They're color coordinated, and they push. Can you see this? Right there. Well, I should say the blue one is actually going on a red plug, but it's the only one that'll fit there. This is the wire that I redid. Okay, so that's all plugged in. We don't want to forget to hook up the little ground. And I'm sure it's this little short screw right here. And it just simply goes on to the frame a little bit. Not a little bit, a lot of it, right there. The tub drain is right there. And we need to put this black hose, and sometimes the hose is not black. You might not have a black one. Slide it up there all the way and tighten up this nut on the clamp, and it should be good to go. We're going to tie wrap this cable right to here because this moves with the item, okay, and keeps the wire steady because the motor's going. You don't want to tie wrap it over here because then it would constantly be pulling on this, okay, so you want to come down here. Here's one of the old tie wraps right there, so I'm going to cut that off, put a zip tie wrap through there, tie wrap through there. I'm going to bundle this up a little bit because I made the cable a little extra long, and it should be good to go. And then we'll start putting the covers back on. Okay. Remember, those 3 lines, 3 little holes, these 3 little tabs, they go in and slide over. In and slide over. The trick is just get it at the right angle. So it goes in, up and down, slide it over. And then these should line up with these little holes right here. Okay? You might want to grab this little lid switch, feed it back through the hole. There's a little lip here. And then this little snap right there is going to catch that lip. So you put this little lip underneath, shut that down top, and push it till it clicks. It's done. Then we're simply going to put in these 2 1/4-inch screws right here and here. 2 little clips. 2 little holes. Plus you have these little white guide pins that are going to be hitting these holes right here. So if it won't go on right or you feel like you're bending it, it's because one of those guide pins is not lined up quite like it should be. So kind of play with it back and forth. Duddy, it's done. So I'm going to fill it up and we're going to put some heavy towels in there and we'll see what happens.